President Obama is in the midst of what his own press secretary Robert Gibbs is calling a major retooling of the White House staff here. Gibbs himself obviously announcing Wednesday that he's stepping down. But more importantly, as you look at the big picture here, the economic team is really going to get a reshuffling that suggests that maybe this administration is going to be tilting more towards some Clinton administration policies that are a little bit more maybe pro-business than we've seen from the Obama administration in the first 2 years, number one. And number two, maybe a less aggressive posture towards Wall Street in terms of both rhetoric and regulations. First of all, people close to the administration confirming to CNN that Paul Volcker, who's been very tough in advocating more Wall Street regulation, is going to be stepping down as chair of the president's Outside Economic Recovery Board. His 2-year term is coming up. Secondly, we're told that on Friday the president's going to make a slew of personnel announcements, starting with the expected hiring of Gene Sperling to be the head of the National Economic Council. That's the job Larry Summers gave up at the end of last year. This is obviously a very powerful job. This is sort of the chief economic policymaking position inside the White House. Sperling, again, another Clinton administration veteran, someone who chaired the NEC under Bill Clinton at the latter part of his second term. But also interesting that on Wednesday, we're told the president had this sort of hush-hush meeting with Bill Daley, the former Clinton Commerce Secretary, somebody very close to American business, got to know American CEOs very well in the Clinton administration, and now himself in recent years has been running J.P. Morgan Chase's operations in the Midwest, obviously from the Chicago Daily political family, but also those close ties to Wall Street, to American business. He's now the leading contender to be White House Chief of Staff. It's not a done deal yet, but it appears to be getting closer. And so when you take a step back and look at the big picture of what's emerging here, it's clearly some of the former Clinton veterans really stepping up, perhaps taking bigger roles in this administration as President Obama gets ready to deal with a deeply divided Congress, something Bill Clinton dealt with obviously after the 1994 shellacking of his own. But secondly, again, with the departure of Volcker and the addition of both Sterling inside the White House, he's been at the Treasury Department, already an Obama administration veteran, but maybe taking on a much bigger role inside the White House itself. And then the potential hiring of Bill Daley as White House Chief of Staff. That's a very influential position. I mean, remember when Rahm Emanuel was Chief of Staff, he was the first person to see President Obama in the morning, the last person to see him at night before he went up to the residence. And so you get to shape a lot of policy, a lot of personnel. It's a very influential position. And this really suggests that maybe over the next 2 years, this administration will be working more with the business community, especially now that we've confirmed the president on February 7th is going to be delivering a speech to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, a business group that he's been at war with during the first 2 years, largely over health reform and other issues. So these are some big issues to keep an eye on. Ed Henry, CNN, the White House.